Aviation analyst Phil Dirty. So, Phil, monsoon season, heavy rains, but a fuselage breaking in two. What do you make of this so far?
Good afternoon, Bev. Well, the aircraft, I guess, landed during some really heavy rains. They do have an anti-skid system on the airplane, which would improve the braking. But if the runways were flooded, and they actually went off an embankment and went down about 35 feet, so that would cause the structural damage.
And we heard Akshay talking about this, a tabletop runway. What do we know about that?
Tabletop runway is basically it's up on a ridge, so it's an elevated runway on an airport.
So, in terms of the complication of the rain, and obviously there was heavy rain at the time, and these planes, one would think, especially during the monsoon season, land in rainfall all the time. So, what does this say about how bad it might have been?
Well, it was probably pretty rough. If it was that stormy, it could have been a very rough approach. The 737-800 is a rock star in the aviation industry. It's Boeing's pride and joy. So there must have been some extenuating circumstances if they landed long, if the winds were really bad. There's a lot of contributing factors, and we'll determine that once we get the readout from the black boxes.
And generally speaking, pilots are informed along the way in terms of the landing about weather or any potential change. Wouldn't that be the case?
That's correct. As they start the descent and they get closer to the airport, what they do is they listen to the automated weather information. It's called the ATIS. And what that does, it gives them all the latest conditions. And then when you get closer to the airport, they can actually do a check with the tower or approach to they'll let them know what the weather is at that point in time.
In terms of the fuselage breaking apart, and as you said, I mean, this particular plane is a rock star in the aviation industry, but still, where are the vulnerabilities?
Well, it's going down the embankment. I mean, the aircraft as a structure, it's all aluminum and it's very well manufactured, so it has a lot of structural